Konnichiwa, I'm Alex with Lexco Moto Gymkhana. This video is a follow-up to the previous few videos that I've been doing. The topic has been self-steering, this new way of steering the motorcycle with inputs with your lower body. We talked a lot about the lower body in the last video, but in this video, I'd now like to spend some time talking about how what we're doing with our upper body also influences the way the motorcycle behaves. Now, I first heard about this from watching the Mr. Quintaro Aim for Higher Safety videos. So if you haven't started watching those videos, I highly suggest that you start now. There's a lot of videos and it's going to take you a while to get through them. But one of the things that Mr. Quintaro talks about is how you can actually tighten up your lines depending on what you're doing with the upper body weight. Now, in order to demonstrate this, I have some footage for you guys. I want you guys to see this. Check it out. Hit it. Okay, here's Exhibit A. I'm writing a nice consistent circle. And now I want you to notice what happens when I shift my upper body weight forward. My line is getting wider and the circle is getting bigger. Now let's go over to Exhibit B. I'm making the same exact sized circle. And now look what happens when I shift my upper body weight to the rear. My line is tightening up and my circles are getting tighter. I'm not steering differently, it's all upper body weight. And we're back. So riders, what we see in that demonstration is that we can actually tighten up our line when we're making a tight turn around a cone by shifting our upper body weight to the rear. Okay, we want to shift our body weight over towards the rear suspension and the rear wheel. This is actually going to tighten up our line and help us really tighten up those U-turns and quicken them up. Now, for this reason, I have two different body positions depending on what I'm doing. I have an acceleration body position and I have a slowing down and braking body position. When I'm accelerating, what I'm doing is I'm shifting my weight forward and a little bit lower. And then as I am stopping, as I roll off the throttle and start slowing down, my weight comes back. Okay, I have some more demonstration videos for you guys to watch. Check this out. Hit it. Okay, riders, here we have our two body positions. Here is our accelerating body position and our slowing body position. Notice how during the accelerating body position, I have a straighter back and very bent arms. And during the slowing body position, I have a rounder back and straighter arms. Now, regardless of whether you're accelerating or slowing down, no weight should be on the handlebars. It's all from the lower body, the lower back, and the core muscles. Here's an example of me doing this standing up so you can see the movement a little bit better. Notice the hips. The hips are, during the accelerating body position, are a little bit more back with a more crouched kind of position. And during slowing, it's almost like I'm humping the gas tank a little bit and the hips are coming forward. And we're back. So, riders, the reason I do these two different body positions, like we already mentioned, shifting your weight back during turning and slowing down around a cone is going to help tighten up your line. But there's also another reason I like to do this body position change, accelerating versus slowing. And that has to do with the suspension. Okay, think about what happens to the weight transfer under heavy acceleration. Okay, the suspension, when you get on that throttle, is going to lift a little bit, but the weight is going to transfer rearward a little bit. Okay, and under a very hard acceleration, once you get to that point and you start accelerating hard, that front end of the motorcycle is going to have trouble staying on the ground. So I like to bring that weight forward and low. Okay, that's going to help keep that front end down and nice and happy. And it's also going to create a better aerodynamic situation for when you're accelerating. You get down low and you have better aerodynamics. When I roll off the throttle quickly, what's going to happen to the suspension? It's going to collapse a little bit, and a lot of that weight is going to transfer forward, and you're going to get a lot of fork dive. And, fork dive is good, but you don't want it to happen too drastically and too quickly. And one of the things that helps with that is right as you're rolling off the throttle, you're starting to shift your weight back. And that kind of overcompensates a little bit with the weight and kind of helps cancel out a little bit of that fork dive. So it's a way of keeping the suspension a little bit more stable and a little bit more happy during all this heavy accelerating and heavy roll off and braking. So I hope that this gets you thinking, about what you're doing with your upper body. But one other thing I want to talk about when it comes to upper body is not just the front to back motion, but also twisting, okay? And there's a few reasons for this, okay? First of all, directional control. The key to maximizing directional control has a lot to do with the upper body, because we want to make sure that our whole center line is twisting inward in the direction of the turn. This is going to help really pull our motorcycle in the direction that we are, looking in. But just head and eyes is not enough. We really have to get that whole center line twisting, okay? And another reason why we want to twist our body in the direction we want to go is because when we are self-steering, we're kind of twisting our hips and knees in the direction of the turn, and we are pushing down with that inside foot peg, and the tendency is going to want to be for the motorcycle to start leaning more than our upper body. We're naturally going to start to counterbalance a little bit. The way that we keep that from happening is we twist inward. And this is going to keep our upper body more in line with the center line of the motorcycle. One thing I learned from the Mr. Quintaro videos is that the more we can be neutral with the motorcycle during these sharp U-turns, the more we're flowing with the motorcycle. Anytime our center line comes out of alignment with the motorcycle center line, we're not allowing all those natural physical forces to carry the motorcycle smoothly around the turn. Once we start counterbalancing, we're kind of messing with those physical forces. So we want to stay neutral, and while we're pushing down with our lower body, and if we twist with our upper body in towards the turn, we're going to stay more in line with the center line of the motorcycle. Let me show you some demonstration footage. Hit it! Riders, it's very important for us to get our center line. That means our eyes, chin, our chest, our belly button, and even our groin pointed in the direction that we want to go. So it doesn't matter which way I'm steering, my center line is always going to follow that front wheel. Also, your shoulders should also always be in line with the handlebars. This is how we maximize directional control and keep ourselves from counterbalancing during self-steering. And we're back. All right, riders, so quick recap. We can tighten up our lines by shifting our upper body weight to the rear, right over that rear suspension and rear wheel. It tightens up lines. This is why I have two types of body positions, one for accelerating, one for slowing down. And also, this accelerating versus slowing down body position can help me to stabilize the suspension and keep it happy. Also, make sure that you are twisting your upper body so that your center line is pointed in the direction of the turn. This is going to help us maximize directional control and also keep us from counterbalancing as we start to use our lower body to push the bike down and lean it. Twisting in towards the turn helps us from counterbalancing so that we can flow more naturally with the motorcycle. Lots of information here, riders. I hope it all made sense. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section. And until the next video, arigato and peace.